Welcome. 25th. I know I said I'd make the individual one for the 23rd. But kind of got mixed up in some things. I've been spending the last 3 days writing a lab report for one of my classes. That is taking extremely long. It's due on Monday. So yeah, I have tomorrow to finish it, but I'm almost done. Little update. Also, update on the physical side of things. I was working out today. I did chest and back. And during bench press, I did a little bit of leg drive. And I don't think I pulled something, but I don't think I strained something either in my leg. It felt like I popped a knuckle or a joint in my leg that I haven't popped in a long time, because the first couple of minutes, it felt kind of good, but my leg kind of freed up, and then after that it hurt, and it still kind of hurts. So I don't know, which is kind of weird to me because I've been stretching and all that stuff, so I don't know how I got injured, but I do feel a little weaker in terms of strength, like bench press and all that stuff. But honestly, it's probably because I missed the past two chest days and pull days. One, because I went on that vacation, and two, because I think it was just school. I think that was just school. Anyway, a lot of stuff's going on right now. Nothing bad. I don't want to raise that type of stuff. But just busy lifestyles. Focusing on schoolwork and all that stuff. So I'm not saying that this time I'm spending elsewhere is wasted. I am doing my lab report, I am doing homework and all that stuff, and when it comes to the end of the day, to me it's more important for me to get a good meal, so dinner, and then do my homework for as long as I need to, and then work out if I have time. So, excuse me, I am but yeah. But over the summer, these videos will be changing just a little bit, be more of a blog kind of. I'm close to getting my permit, hopefully I will drive over the summer, but also I feel like working out over the summer will be way more easy, or be easier, as for I bet a lot of you who are in school. But let's get on with January 23rd, 24th, and the 25th, because that's what today is. So the title for 23rd was Answering God's Call. "Come," he said. Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. Matthew 14:29. Imagine the confusion and terror of the disciples when Jesus called Peter to walk on water. This was a wild request. To step into choppy, windy waves and walk on them? That's not possible. But God loves to do the impossible. Do you ever feel like Jesus is calling you out onto the waves? He knows your limits, your strengths, and your weakness. And yet he calls you out onto the water anyway. Because every step you take on the choppy waves is an opportunity to strengthen your faith. God supersedes? I don't know if I'm saying that word right. I'm just going to say subsedes the flawed and failing climate, and actually uses it to do the impossible. If you're being called out of the boat of comfort today, know that you're saying yes to Jesus will never lead you toward less. When you say yes and step out in faith, you are exercising your belief in the God of miracles. You're choosing to believe God is capable of grandeur. You're choosing a life of awe and wonder, trusting He can do the impossible in your life. If Jesus says come, and step out into the water today, He won't let you sink. This whole part of it, the whole thing for the January 23rd, reminds me a lot of one of my favorite verses, which is Isaiah 6:8, which reads, also I heard the voice of the Lord say, whom shall I send, who will go for us? And I stood up and I said, here I am, Lord, send me. That's one of my favorite verses because it feels like a calling. It feels like answering God's call. And I think that's like one of the first steps. Like it says here, it says step many times. It's the first step to really growing in your faith. It's just allowing God to have full reign over your life and just submitting to it. Just submitting to God, which I believe they talked about in this before. But the prayer for January 23rd was, Lord, you call me out of my comfort zone for my own good. Give me the bravery to follow wherever you lead me. You lead me. But yeah, just a little reflection. Isaiah 6:8 is what that January 23rd message reminded me of. And in January 24th, the title is Concentrating on the Good Shepherd. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. That's another good one. I mean, all the verses are good. But yeah. If you are walking through a season of darkness, if anxiety or lies of the enemy are weighing you down, take heart. God is not oblivious or unaware of what you are up against. He isn't leading you into fear or paranoia. He isn't putting thoughts of despair in your mind. Imagine sitting at a table with the Good Shepherd across from you. He has led you through dark valleys to reach this table. Your place at the table doesn't mean that all the difficult circumstances are removed from the equation. In fact, the table is set right in the middle of the hardship and the enemies. When you realize whose table you are sitting at and how you came to be there, your task simply becomes to dine with and focus on the Good Shepherd, the one who owns the table. Your invitation, in the midst of chaos, is to put your trust in the one who prompted you to lie down in green pastures, and the one who leads you beside quiet waters and restores your soul. Hearing that first paragraph, if you are walking through a season of darkness, if anxiety or lies of the enemy are weighing you down, take heart. God is not oblivious or unaware of what you are up against. That's a really important part for everyone. If you feel down or feel like this life is just not treating you right, because that is the whole purpose of this world, is just completely destroy you. Take heart, because God sees you. He sees every one of us. And when I felt that pain in my leg after it felt good, I thought like, oh man, like this is terrible. Like now what am I gonna do? Like now I'm gonna be limping over the place for like the next day maybe. I'm gonna get even weaker now. It's like all of this has a reason. And God doesn't, sorry, I saw that hair flying in front of my camera. And God is not aware of my pain. You know, I sat down and I prayed a little bit. And I said, but I prayed and I said, Lord, you know my pain. You know what's going on. If this is in your will, let it be in your will. But Lord, I ask you to heal me from my pain. Let me be strengthful for you, Lord. Let me have the strength you give me. But yeah, I think this is a great, not just physically either, like mentally. God is not unaware that you are battling those battles that you don't tell people from day to day to day to day. Even when you think no one knows and you can't tell anyone, there's always one person you could tell, and that's the creator of the universe. I think that's pretty massive. Because the person who knows you better than anyone else, even than yourself or your mom or your dad or your best friend, the person who knows the number of hair on your heads knows every single problem in your life. And he's not unaware of them. Some of them are put there by him, some of them aren't. But either way, there's a lesson to be learned, I feel. Throughout everything. But the prayer for January 24th, God, thank you for saving me a seat at your table. Today, I choose to sit down with you, even in the presence of my enemies. And for today, the title is Corrective Lenses for the Soul. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Psalm 94:19. Just a little quick note on the verses. If you ever are scared or stressed or worried, I find that finding verses in your Bible that maybe you've highlighted before, like yellow or orange or green, or like a vibrant color that makes you feel good, because it's been proven that the human brain relates colors to certain moods. Like yellow is happy, blue is sad, red is angry, green is kind of a mix between peace, happiness, but also kind of sometimes like discussed. So yeah, like when I highlight verses that I want to look back to when I'm scared or worried or anxious, I highlight them yellow for joy, happiness, peace, because I think the sun's kind of peaceful. I mean, I don't look at the sun and think like peace. But the way that the sun shines, I think that like it's always there. I think that's like one way. But it's always there because of God. I guess that's what I'm saying. If you've ever tried seeking peace and joy through your own strength, you know it doesn't work. When anxiety rises, the most radical decision you can make is to stop fixating on your troubles and instead look to the one who holds your troubles in his hands. Don't withhold your worship from God in the face of fear. Worship is the antidote to all of your worry. That reminds me, I don't remember the verse or where in the Bible it says, but it says, worship without ceasing, or never end your worship. I forgot where that was in there, but that reminds me of that. Or maybe it was just a saying I heard. Worship isn't only church songs and music. Worship is a way of life. I think I tried to touch on that earlier in these episodes, but yeah, worship isn't just singing or going to church every Sunday. It's how you live. It's how you show God through you. It's a shift of attention that allows you to see God better. Excuse me. Worship is like corrective lenses for your soul, bringing God more clearly into view. Worship puts God in focus. When the Almighty is in view, the fears in your life begin to flicker and fade. Worship helps you remember that Jesus is fighting for you, and that He has won. Jesus is the all-sufficient source for all you need. Available every step of the journey. He is inviting you to come and see what He has done. I think this whole thing for January 25 really touches all the points. I think that these past three, I think that 24 and 25, yesterday and today's passage, go really well together. About fear and anxiety and worry, and that technically all you need to do is just give them to God, because He knows already. But I think it said it all. I don't think I need to say anything. The prayer for today is, Father, I've moved my heart toward worship because I know that when I look up, I see You and I align myself with Your heart. When I'm in step with You, I can face any challenge. And that reminds me of the verse, through men, some things may be impossible, but through Christ, all things are possible. Reminds me of that verse. But yeah, again, I really recommend this book. Maybe you can read along with me. I'm going to try, if I have time, to do a single one tomorrow for the 26th. But that is all I have for you today. Everyone stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.